Hello and welcome to Courts Today by LiveLaw. This is your host Urvashi Chauhan, here to keep you informed with the latest and most important updates from the legal world. First, we will cover the top headlines, followed by an in-depth look at each update. Supreme Court has restored criminal proceedings against Kerala MLA Anthony Raju in the evidence tampering case and has directed for the trial to conclude within 1 year. The Madras High Court has ordered CBI investigation into Kallakurichi Hooch tragedy. Supreme Court has denied anticipatory bail to a doctor accused of illegal kidney transplants. After Supreme Court's nudge, the Himachal Pradesh government has notified child care leave rules. In the Aircel Maxis case, the Delhi High Court has stayed trial proceedings against P. Chidambaram in the ED case. India's first 24/7 online court opens in Kerala's Kollam. Mohammad Zubair has moved the Allahabad High Court against Uttar Pradesh Police FIR over his ex-post on Yati Narsinganand's alleged speech. And the Himachal Pradesh High Court has ordered closure of non-profitable tourism hotels, calling properties a burden on the state exchequer. The Supreme Court has restored the criminal proceedings against Kerala MLA and former Minister Anthony Raju over alleged tampering of an underwear, which was an evidence in a drugs case in 1990. In 1990, an Australian citizen was found to be in possession of a charas in the pocket of his underwear. Raju was then a junior of the lawyer who was representing the Australian accused. The underwear was seized as a material object. Subsequently, the court returned the personal belongings of the Australian accused, and the underwear, which was a material object in the case, was also returned. It was collected by Raju and was later returned back to the court. Eventually, the Sessions Court convicted the Australian accused under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. However, in appeal, the Kerala High Court acquitted him on the ground that the underwear was not of his fitting. Even though the High Court acquitted the accused, it observed that there could have been tampering of the evidence and asked for an inquiry to be conducted. After the inquiry, a case was filed against Raju and a court staff for cheating and tampering with evidence. In 2023, the Kerala High Court quashed the criminal proceedings on technical grounds, but allowed for fresh proceedings to be initiated against Raju. Against this order of the High Court, 2 SLPs were filed before the Supreme Court. Now, a bench of Justices C.T. Ravi Kumar and Sanjay Karol of the Supreme Court has held that the Kerala High Court erred in holding that the criminal proceedings were barred due to Section 195, subsection 1, Clause B of the Code of Criminal Procedure, which says that courts cannot take cognizance of offences unless a formal complaint is made by a competent authority. The criminal proceedings have now been restored. As the offence relates to an incident which took place 2 decades ago, the court has ordered that the trial should be conducted within 1 year. And Raju has been asked to appear before the trial court on 20th December. The Madras High Court has directed CBI to conduct investigation into the Kallakurichi Hooch tragedy that claimed the lives of around 67 people. A Hooch tragedy happens when people drink illegally made alcohol that is often mixed with harmful chemicals like methanol. Such incidents are common where people choose cheap, unsafe alcohol over expensive legal options. The petitioners here had argued that the state machinery had failed in dealing with the sale and consumption of spurious liquor. It was contended that tragedies were not new to the state and that the entire system of Tamil Nadu, including the police, revenue authorities, etc., had failed. Their prayer was to transfer the case to CBI as the people had lost faith in the investigating agency, and the state itself transferring the collector and suspending the commissioner of police was an indication that something was not right. It was also argued that since methanol, which was mixed in the alcohol, had been discovered from Pondicherry, and since it brings in an interstate issue, it would be appropriate to transfer the investigation to the CBI. The Advocate General, however, objected and submitted that the state had taken all possible steps to prevent such tragedies. He submitted that the investigation had been transferred to the CBCID and one-man commission had also been appointed by the Chief Minister to look into the issue. However, the bench of Justices D. Krishna Kumar and P.B. Balaji has directed CBI to conduct the probe as expeditiously as possible and also directed the CBCID to hand over the case files and extend cooperation to the investigation. In another case, the Supreme Court has today denied anticipatory bail to a doctor of the Fortis Hospital at Jaipur who is accused of performing illegal kidney transplants in connection with an international racket. The Rajasthan High Court had also denied him anticipatory bail. The counsel for the petitioner pleaded that the kidneys had been removed after obtaining the NOCs from government officials, and that the donor and the receiver in this case were related as is required by the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act of 1994. Though the counsel said that they were cooperating with the investigation and people of the management alleged to have been involved in the case have already been granted bail, but the court refused to grant any protection and reiterated that the matter requires investigation. The bench of Justices C.T. Ravi Kumar and Sanjay Karol dismissed the SLP, saying that this is a serious matter which needs to be investigated in accordance with the law. After Supreme Court's nudge, the Himachal Pradesh government has notified child care leave rules pursuant to the central scheme. Therefore, the top court today disposed of an SLP seeking child care leave for working mothers with specially abled children in government jobs in the Himachal Pradesh. The SLP was filed by an assistant professor at the Government College Nalagarh. Her 14-year-old son suffers from a rare genetic disorder. He has undergone multiple surgeries since his birth and requires continuous treatment and surgical interventions to survive and lead a normal life. Due to his treatments, his mother, the petitioner, has exhausted all her sanctioned leave. She filed a petition in the High Court asking for adoption of Rule 43C from the Central Civil Services Leave Rules, which relates to child care leave for the state of Himachal Pradesh. She also stated that the union government had allowed child care leave for women with differently abled children up to the age of 20 years through an office memorandum dated March 2010. However, this benefit was not extended to the petitioner in this case. Though the High Court had dismissed the petition, today a Supreme Court bench of Justices B.V. Nagratna and N.K. Singh was informed that the state government has issued a notification this July to notify Central Civil Services Leave Himachal Pradesh Amendment Rules. This is after another bench of the Supreme Court had in April this year directed the Himachal government to review its policies on child care leave. According to the newly notified rules, a female government employee can be granted child care leave for up to 730 days during her entire service. This leave is meant to care for a child with at least 40% disability, and the leave applies for up to 2 surviving children. The Delhi High Court has today stayed the trial court proceedings against senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram in the money laundering case connected to the Aircel Maxis matter. The case relates to allegations of corruption and money laundering related to the foreign investment by Malaysian company Maxis into Tamil Nadu-based telecommunication company Aircel in the year 2006. Mr. Chidambaram, who was the finance minister then, has been accused of receiving certain money for clearing the Aircel Maxis deal worth 3,500 crore, with the amounts directed through companies related to his son Karti Chidambaram. A case had been registered by the Enforcement Directorate and CBI, and charge sheets were filed in the year 2018. The order directing stay of trial court proceedings has been given by Justice Manoj Kumar Ohri of the Delhi High Court. The 24/7 open and networked court has been opened in Kollam district of Kerala. This is an initiative for lawyers to access digital services like file applications, seek adjournments, monitor cases, and track summons around the clock for speedy dispensation of justice. On courts, as it will be called, will make things easier and more efficient for advocates and everyone involved in the legal fraternity. It will initially be launched to deal with check dishonor cases under the Negotiable Instruments Act. This initiative is part of the broader movement to digitalize and modernize the judicial system in India, making it more accessible, efficient, and transparent for the litigants and lawyers. With on courts, lawyers can access their documents and file their responses from anywhere, attend hearings online through virtual mode, and track the status of summons online. Also, online filing is made easier by enabling lawyers to correct their mistakes instead of resubmitting the whole file again. It also provides a smart calendar, enabling lawyers to track their schedule and plan their work efficiently. Alt News co-founder Mohammad Zubair has moved the Allahabad High Court against an FIR lodged by the Ghaziabad police last month, accusing him of promoting enmity among religious groups. The complaint lodged by General Secretary of the Yati Narsinganand Saraswati Trust claims that Zubair posted a video clip of an old program of Narsinganand's on 3rd October with the intent to provoke violence by Muslims against him. That Zubair posted edited clips of the priest on X containing alleged incendiary remarks on Prophet Muhammad to incite radical sentiments against the priest. In his X post, he called the alleged speech of the priest derogatory. Zubair was booked under BNS for promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of religion, fabricating false evidence, defamation, etc. Zubair has now moved the High Court to seek quashing of the plea and protection from coercive action. In his plea, he has stated that his post on X does not call for any violence against the priest. He had merely alerted the police authorities about his actions and sought action as per law, and this could not amount to promoting disharmony between two classes of people. He has also challenged the invocation of defamation provision under the BNS on the grounds that seeking action against Narsinganand by sharing his own videos, which are already in the public domain, cannot amount to defamation. The plea also states that at the time of making the derogatory remarks against the Prophet, Narsinganand was on bail in another hate speech case where his bail conditions stipulated that he would not make any statements which promote communal disharmony. The matter is likely to come up for a hearing before a bench of Justice Mahesh Chandra Tripathi and Justice Prashant Kumar. Stay tuned. Highlighting the financial burden imposed on the state exchequer due to underperforming properties, the Himachal Pradesh High Court has ordered immediate closure of several non-profitable hotels operated by the Himachal Pradesh Tourism Development Corporation. Justice Ajay Mohan Goyal remarked that continuation of such properties is draining public resources with minimal return on investment. The case arose from a petition filed by one Jai Krishan Mehta against the Tourism Department regarding corporation's financial mismanagement. During proceedings, the court had earlier directed the Tourism Department to provide occupancy data for 56 hotels under its management. The report submitted for the years 2022 to 2024 revealed alarmingly low occupancy rates for most properties, including flagship hotels like the Palace Hotel in Chail and Hotel Gitanjali in Dalhousie. Delving deep into the report, the court was surprised to note that even high-profile properties such as Hotel Holiday Home in Shimla recorded a declining trend with mere 40% occupancy in 2024 as compared to 49% in 2022. Emphasizing the dire need for efficient resource management, Justice Goyal said that continued functioning of these properties was nothing but a burden on the exchequer of the state, and that the state had been consistently highlighting its financial difficulties in cases brought before the court. The court has listed 18 properties for immediate closure. To preserve the properties, it has directed that only essential staff be retained for upkeep, while the remaining employees should be reassigned to meet staffing requirements at other locations. For more details on the cases that I mentioned, you can visit our website at www.livelaw.in. Stay ahead with quick legal updates only on LiveLaw. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. You can support us by donating through the thanks button at the bottom of our videos or by becoming a member for just 89 rupees per month.